Alright guys, so let's get into this quality content. Yeah. Woo! It's a me. So today we are going to be talking about a conspiracy theory, another football conspiracy theory, which some people aren't going to understand what I'm talking about, but this is actually the one video, I'm definitely going to make some more football videos, but this is going to be one of the only ones that pretty much everybody's going to know what I'm talking about. I am a 49ers fan, and I'm not going to lie, some of this may be biased. I wouldn't know, because it's my mind. You can't tell if you're being biased. So you guys can just let me know in the comments, or just roast me, or just say something mean. I don't care. But I want to talk about Super Bowl 54, okay? And specifically, the two biggest calls that were, I think, maybe the most controversial calls in NFL history. So first, we have the pass interference that was called against 49ers tight end George Kittle, which he caught it, and that would have been on the 20-yard line, and they had some time. They could have ran the ball and scored a touchdown, and if they didn't, then they would have kicked the field goal. But either way, they would have had a lead going into the half, and the NFL decided to call a pass interference. So I don't think that it is a pass interference because he did extend his arm, but he was already extended before the receiver came up to him, so he wasn't like pushing him away. And I think the biggest thing that you don't really think about that is he would have caught the ball either way. Whether or not he does this, he would have caught it. That's kind of like breaking the unwritten rules because he was on this end of the receiver. Okay, the receiver's here, right? And he's over here. And the ball was overthrown, so it was over the receiver's head. So he's going to catch that. He's going to catch this either way, whether or not the defender is there. He's going to catch that ball. So there was no reason to call it. That was one of the worst calls in NFL history. But I think the worst call that you could have possibly made is the Richard Sherman Williams touchdown when Richard Sherman made the tackle. So a couple things. First, yes, the ball did cross the pylon before his knees, but his foot stepped out of bounds far before he crossed the pylon. You can even pause it, and you can hear the announcers saying, there's no way they're going to give it to him. That's not a touchdown. And when you go back to it, you look at how they lost by 11 points, but that's 2 touchdowns. And you could say, oh, they would have only kicked the field goal, that would have been 10 points. So the Chiefs still, in the first play, they could have only resulted in a field goal, and that would have been 10 points, and the Chiefs would have had 11. Well, first, you shouldn't be betting on what could have happened, because what should be thinking what should have happened. And what should have happened is the referees should have called that. But with the blocking of the 49ers, there's definitely no way that they wouldn't have scored a touchdown. But you could even say, oh, they just kicked the field goal, it's only 10 points, and somehow the Chiefs still win. But what you don't realize is that Jimmy Garoppolo threw that interception, which resulted in another Chiefs touchdown, which actually put the game away. But the point is, Jimmy Garoppolo wouldn't have been throwing the ball, so the Chiefs wouldn't have scored that other touchdown because they would have been up by 3, so they would have just been running it and wasting the clock. He wouldn't have thrown the ball. So that interception would have never happened, and the Chiefs' touchdown would have never happened. So the Niners would have won that football game if they made the correct call. I think that whoever the referees are, they need to lose their jobs. But I can't just sit here and tell you that that's why, because why would the NFL want to give the Chiefs the win there? Like, why would they just randomly want to let them win? And I'm going to tell you the reason why. So McDonald's, during the time of the Super Bowl, during Super Bowl weekend, they had campaigns. They were doing their campaigns on making like certain celebrity meals. So they had like the Kim Kardashian meal, the Kanye West, and then they made a Patrick Mahomes and a Travis Kelce. If you didn't know, Patrick Mahomes is the starting quarterback for the Chiefs, and Travis Kelce is their tight end. So of course, for advertisement purposes, they wanted Patrick Mahomes to win because McDonald's was sponsoring the NFL. There was literally a Super Bowl commercial talking about the Patrick Mahomes meal at McDonald's. So clearly the NFL wanted Patrick Mahomes to win because nobody's going to buy that Patrick Mahomes meal from McDonald's. Nobody's going to go to McDonald's unless the Chiefs had won that game. So I think that we honestly should just boycott McDonald's. I mean, if we're not already, because the quarantine and stuff. But with when they rig the Super Bowl or they ruin sports, I mean, football shouldn't be about money. It shouldn't be about contract. It should just be about whoever wins or loses, and that means you have to play by the rules. So I don't think that it's fair, and obviously you shouldn't think it is. If you think it is, then that's your opinion, but that's most likely an uncommon opinion. But yeah, so I think that the Super Bowl shouldn't be rigged. So if you're a Chiefs fan or you're a 49ers and anybody ever says to you, everybody tries to brag to you or make fun of you for losing, well, first of all, if they're not a Chiefs fan, then you did better than them. And second of all, they had to cheat to win. The Niners were leaps and bounds the better team going into it. And yeah, the Chiefs, honestly, I know a lot of people are going to think that it's just being a sore loser. And you're right, I'm definitely a sore loser because I'm very competitive and I hate when my teams lose. But I really think that even me being a sore loser, I'm still not the one in the wrong here because they literally rigged an NFL game to help out one of their sponsors. And you know what? If it was just a regular season game, it'd still be wrong. But when it's in the Super Bowl, it's just unthinkably horrific. And people don't really do the NFL for people's entertainment. They do it for money. And that's a smart business decision, but you can't be rigging your biggest game because I'm sure the NFL is going to lose a lot of fans over these years. And definitely there's going to be some controversy. But you can't rig probably the 49ers, maybe, not even just my opinion, but just historically, they have been the winningest and they've been the best NFL franchise of all time. And so when you rid them of from a Super Bowl that they could have had for your biased reasons and for financial purposes, that's just messed up. And Roger Goodell, if you're watching this also, we all know that Roger Goodell's a Vikings fan, the NFL commissioner, and the 49ers eliminated his Vikings. So he also didn't like the 49ers because they eliminated his favorite team. So it made them money, and it made the commissioner happy because the team that eliminated his favorite team was out. So Roger Goodell, if you're watching this, you can take 2 of these and you don't deserve to be the commissioner of the NFL. These referees don't deserve to be the referees, and the San Francisco 49ers would have won Super Bowl 54 if there was no financial benefits in them losing and there was no bias. Therefore, the San Francisco 49ers are the best team in the league, and they deserve that Super Bowl. So as far as I'm concerned, and as far as you should be concerned, the San Francisco 49ers won that Super Bowl. So that's going to be me signing off.